Hi, thank you for having me today. My name is Lindsay Hayek, and I am currently a full-time student working on a a major in communication studies and a minor in marketing. I plan to graduate in December, and all the while I've been attending school, I've also been employed at HEB Plus as a food sales rep on a team known as Showtime. I'm actually part of the most successful Showtime team in the company, and I've contributed largely to that success. I'm hoping to tell you a little bit about that along this interview today. First question: what past job or educational experience do you have that relates to this job position? Showtime! Yes, so Showtime is actually my most recent and most prominent experience in life overall. Showtime has affected me in so many positive ways. I've grown so much. That being said, I did mention I contributed largely to the success of this team, and I've done this in a lot more ways than just one. So, of course, I'm a food sales rep, so sales is our primary focus, along with hospitality, because we're the face of the store, we're the experience. So, for those of you that don't know, food sales rep at HEB is essentially the people that stand out there with samples. We sample out all of our HEB products, along with some distinguishable items known as DIs, where we work with business to business sales, actually, and kind of help each other make money at a great price for the store and for the customers. So I have learned a lot about some behind the scenes business aspects, and I've been able to apply that on the sales floor. So not only have I increased our sales, I've increased our profit contribution margins, which is, the profit with all of the expenses taken out. So that's pretty impressive. I've also been able to help manage our team budget, so the amount of money we spend versus the amount of money we make. I have had hands-on experience in shaping and training all of our new partners, so I've trickled in a way on all of their performances as well, and like I said, we are the most successful. I have also been able to help in building team unity and team spirit. I've been known to be called the blood vessel of the Showtime team, which is a pretty big title and something that I live up to on a daily basis. I set the tone for the day, for the night, and for the sales. So that's pretty cool, team spirit, team unity. And not to mention, I have helped increase exponentially customer experience. I have a huge number of regular customers that recognize my face, and so they look for me in the store. They're more inclined to buy whatever I have just because they've had a good experience with me before. And if I'm not there, they're more inclined to look around at all of our other stands as well and meet some of our other partners. I can also reference and point in the direction of our other partners to help a customer find what they're looking for or just check out some of our other products. So I've assisted in networking in a lot of ways, and that's pretty impressive. So please tell us 3 strengths you possess that would directly benefit this specific position. Please elaborate with examples. So among the many strengths that I possess, I would have to say I get recognized more so on a few of them than others. A couple of them, starting off with my hard work ethics. So I get recognized for that quite often. Some examples being, you can physically see how hard I work on a daily basis through not only the results of my work, but also of actually just watching me do the work. You can tell by my expression, my energy. This is kind of weird, but I walk really fast, and this is something a lot of people bring to my attention. So that kind of exemplifies good time management. I'm able to get things done. I don't waste time. I go out of my way to help my customers. You'll see me all over the store, but you'll also see me making incredible sales all day somehow at my cart at the same time. The next strength I kind of want to bring up is authenticity. So I often get recognized for my genuine soul, and I would use this example with my customers in regards to when a customer comes to me, I'm able to connect with them in a more personal level than others in a lot of ways. Like I mentioned, I have a large number of regular customers, so I have an understanding of their budget, their family size, kind of what they're looking for in products, and I go out of my way to drop whatever I'm doing, and you'll find me get to one end of the store and back to that customer in like 2 minutes, getting them products they're looking for, taking them, picking up messes around the store, which kind of goes to hard work ethics, but the authenticity of my interactions with customers, the eye contact, the expressions, the responses, I listen, I help, I go out of my way to do extra things for them. I write things down, like recipes if we don't have cards, just little things like that. I can spot people that have things in their baskets and be like, hey, did you know you get free items with that? Or hey, you can replace that with this HEB item, save $5, like things like that. Pretty authentic, and not only caring about our store and the sales that we make, but also the customer experience. That being said, I have natural leadership qualities, and I'm going to kind of tie that into my customer interactions being so good. As far as leadership goes, you can see my leadership being applied mostly when it comes to my team. Although all the other things I do on a daily basis do exemplify good leadership qualities, when I'm interacting with my team, it comes out the most. I've been able to build trust and a relationship with all my members because, like I mentioned before, I've had hands-on experience in training all of these members. So they're more inclined to come to me when there's an issue, or if they need help, or there's concerns, or where's this item, or this customer has this question, or I messed up, can you help me, things like that. They're more likely to come to me than they are my boss. So I've had the chance to really get to know how to handle just about anything that comes my way or my partner's way, and I'm able to handle that once again in a timely manner and in an authentic way that makes my partners feel comfortable and not guilty, but they learn from it because they do feel bad about the mistake they made, but I'm able to help them grow from their experiences. And I've been able to do that from a pretty young age. So that right there is natural leadership. My boss has also acknowledged that quite often with me, which is why I have gained a lot of responsibilities on the team. Tell us about a time when you were involved in conflict in a previous job or educational setting. Elaborate on the situation. How was the conflict resolved? Excellent question. So when I think of a relatively recent challenge that I experienced for the first time on my Showtime team was with a partner who was giving almost everyone on our team issues. So to kind of shorten this story in a way, essentially what happened was we had a new partner hired onto our Showtime team. Now this partner did great in their interview, they were great meeting all of us for the first time, and everybody was excited. We were working, doing our normal thing. As time progressed, we noticed this partner started having really bad attitude problems and started communicating with us differently on a day-to-day basis. It became so much of a prominent issue that everybody on the team was coming to me with an issue with this partner at some point. This was happening quite often. I started having issues with this partner myself, and then I started noticing that this partner was actually breaking some critical food safety and just overall store rules. That being said, I did give this partner a little bit of time to see if maybe they were just kind of moody, if it was just a bad day. But like I mentioned, when all my partners started coming up to me with issues, I knew that somebody had to do something. And when I noticed the rule breaking, that was not okay with me. I follow the rules, so I had to do something about that. So I decided to take it to my boss. I was extremely anxious. I was stressed out. I didn't want to make anybody lose their job. This person had a child. It was a very high stress situation. My boss reassured me. They genuinely cared enough they did have to write up this partner. They did have to have a talk with them. And that was not on me, that was on them, and that was kind of something he taught me throughout this was I did something good for the whole of the team, and I wasn't just ruining one person's life. That was he had to alter my perspective on that because all I could think was I'm ruining this person's life. That being said, we continued to have issues. I did have to continue to bring it up to my boss, and within like a day, that partner was eliminated. instantly the relief of the team, everybody was happy, everybody was coming in, and we just kind of went back to normal, and all of a sudden that uncomfortable stress, anxiety was just gone. So I learned that sometimes you have to make sacrifices for the better of a whole unit, productivity, happiness. Sometimes it's just something you have to do, especially if I'm looking at management or other leadership positions. This is something I need to know. So I learned how to have more of a comfortable communication level with upper management, and I learned how to identify when a partner just isn't cut out for what our team is looking for. What's one skill you would like to improve on? Tell us how you will do so if you get this position. One skill I am currently working on is I need to learn how to practice assertiveness. Tell us about a time when you overcame a challenge in a previous job, team, or educational setting. And tell us about a time you were involved in a conflict. So I addressed the conflict question through my experience with a difficult partner. I believe I accidentally skipped the question of overcoming a challenge. So a challenge that I faced at work was learning how to not be as expressive when having emotional distress. So a huge lesson I learned that I really wanted to mention in this interview was some of the best advice my boss ever gave me was the door method. So I've really learned how to walk through the work doors and almost like taking off a jacket, leaving home at home, allowing work to be my escape. That being said, the same concept applies when leaving work and going home. Leave work at work. Don't take that with you. It's always good to take the positive and negative and learn from everything, but you have to learn how to separate the two. And that was a challenge for me at first, but I've come a long way in regarding emotional expression. Well, I just wanted to also mention I'm an extremely expressive person, so it's easy to tell when something's kind of going on or if I'm a little bit stressed, and so, I've had to kind of learn to take it down a notch and practice more professionalism because that is critical in the workplace. And like I said, I've had quite a bit of time to grow in those aspects, So what's one skill you would like to improve on? Tell us about how you will do so if you get this position. So one skill I'm currently working on right now is practicing assertiveness. I've been known to be too nice, if you will, and an example of that is, instead of telling my partners like 15-minute break, be back in 15, pretty simple, not too rude, I'm more like, if it's okay, can you just make sure to keep your break short and blah, 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 or I hope you don't mind, but you're doing dishes tonight. Like, I shouldn't be scared when my team clearly respects me, they clearly come to me as a leader, and yet I still get nervous about being too assertive or being rude or overstepping boundaries. And that's something where I have to recognize that there's leaders in this world and there's followers in this world, and without one or the other, where would the balance be? So I really just am learning how to fully embrace the natural leader that I am and practice that in a professional and assertive but still nice and authentic way. Bonus, what are your income expectations for this position? Well, since I'm bringing all of this experience to the table with a clear mind and a humble attitude, I would like to see commission on my sales because I expect to be increasing you guys' sales within the company. So I would definitely like to see commission. And as far as hourly pay goes, I love hourly pay. I understand that sometimes you have to put in more work and less work depending on the project. So getting paid by the hour seems logical. That being said, I would like to see somewhere between $21, $24 an hour starting pay, and then hopefully just watching myself grow from there, not only in pay but in leadership positions. So I'll have the chance to really work on all the skills I need to work on and improve the things I already possess. Thank you so much for you guys' time today. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. I will actually be following up myself via email and phone. Whichever works best for you, can go ahead and just let me know in any way that works for you. And once again, I will be looking forward to hearing from you guys again. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.